Hello. How you doing?
Dimitri Martin, ladies. Just gotta end sentences with that.
Ladies.
Cherry pie.
Ladies.
Alright, 1 second. I just want to go to Twitch and see if it is...
There it is. Physical play from Dignitas, taking out the goalie. Gimmick getting bumped on spawn as well. Gimmick with it.
Things are a
Taking out the goalie.
And that's what the internet is for. We need to find weird things. And that's what you'll find here.
Yep.
Is me talking. Being weird.
There's no microphone set up for the starting soon.
Oh. Hey.
This week on
We could all log into Twitch with our phones and watch ourselves just to give ourselves views.
I mean, why not? We should have Rachel sign in on the TV.
Rachel, sign in.
Yep.
Watch
Josh,
us.
close the door, please. I'm signed in, just so I can monitor chat here. Although there is chat there. Everybody ready?
No? Yes? Maybe? Okay.
Everybody is
I got an
okay.
idea. We're
right.
going with it.
We're
I'll
gonna
get
go
captured.
live. Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2. It's not working.
Oh.
Oh, it's just my mouse was too far away. Hello, everybody who's watching. We're we're doing this first time live. We've been playing for a while. Shadowrun on Sunday Night RPG is the YouTube channel, but we ended that game after a couple people died because there was a game we were really excited for, and that is MHI Savage Worlds Edition. So, we are... This is our episode 0, as I've been calling it for the last few weeks. It's our character creation stream. We're going to go around and introduce ourselves, and you're going to see us all create our characters live, since Savage Worlds is a system that you can create your characters pretty darn quickly. So, there might be a little bit of us digging through the books, but we're going to do our best to keep that at a minimum. I got a few copies of that lying around. So, thank you, Prosperous Guard, for the host.
You're welcome.
And we are going to get started. I am CJ, Syrian 1987. This is my channel. And I'm going to be the GM for this. Although if things work out as I hope, sometimes I might end up as a player and someone else can take lead and GM. Although I hope that for Shadowrun that never happens. So,
Well, different systems.
different system, yes. Shadowrun...
Yeah, this one would be
I
much
like
easier.
the freedom of the system. Unfortunately, I don't think that game has changed much since the 80s in its core. So, no problems like D&D where it reinvents itself after every edition. So, we're going to go around the table to my left.
That would be me. Oh, hello. My name is Garrett. You can find me everywhere online as Beardsley89. So that's Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook. I'm there. It's me.
I'm Jason. I don't have any of that stuff, so.
For sure!
You are a millennial.
Okay. I'm on Discord. I'm on Discord. Slevin777.
There you go.
3 sevens.
All right,
Case I.
perfect.
I am Josh. I usually go by Mishley on most games I play. And, yeah.
And I am Eddie, also known as Prosperous Guard on Twitch and Twitters.
So, we're going to go ahead and kind of jump right into character creation. Monster Hunter International is a world set in our world. The elevator pitch is basically monsters exist and the government pays big bounties to get rid of them. So, everything from...
And they're secret.
Yeah, they're secret. We keep everything we can secret, but for example, a shambling zombie will net you $2,000. So as you can imagine, you walk into a few of them, and that's going to be quite a lot. unfortunately, hunters tend to die young, but you are the thin green line between humanity and the evils of the universe. So, with that comes a couple caveats. Most races are humans. There are elves and orcs that I'm allowing people to play as, but considering they hate each other, I am not going to let one player play an elf, one player play an orc. There is only one interspecies relationship, and I am not going to change that. So I should say Monster Hunter International is based on a book series by the author Larry Correia. It is a urban fantasy. He's currently 6 books in on the main series, and there's a short story collection, and there is a offshoot of 3 novels as well. So it's a really, really enjoyable series if you like Mordaka. Like, in this universe, pretty much everything can be solved with Mordaka. Unless you're Chad, then everything can be solved with a sword. So, everyone, why don't we just go around the table? Is everyone just going to play a human, or is anyone thinking a different race?
I was kind of thinking elf.
Elf?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then I can still kind of conceal my being an elf.
Being an elf is definitely going to be easier to conceal than being an orc.
Yeah.
Yeah, just say you're a Star Trek LARPer for life.
Now, does that mean I'm puff exempt, or do I have to go through the puff exempt stuff?
Elves are puff exempt.
Unless they put themselves on.
Unless you
Do
use
something
magic and
foul
are caught
and-
using magic. Yeah.
So,
So,
could I know magic, or
it's
is it?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Familiarity, know of it, yes. Like knowing basic math, yes. Performing it is a different thing.
Okay.
So, everyone, we're gonna start with the attributes. So, agility, smarts, spirit, strength, and vigor. Everyone starts with a 4 in those attributes, except for our elf, who starts with a D6 in agility. Savage Worlds, as a system itself, uses dice, just like any other role-playing system. So everything from lowly D4, 4-sided die, which you couldn't see, but this, to a D12. And the way it works is when you increase an attribute or a skill, it increases the number of sides of the dice you roll. So the more skilled you are, the better chance you have of beating the target number, basically. So we're going to go ahead, and everyone starts with a D4 in their attributes, except for you have D6 in your agility.
That's just for agility, right?
Just for agility.
D4 for everything else.
Yep. You do have 6 points to spend to increase those. It is 1 point to increase at 1 die size. So it goes from a D4 to a D6 to a D8 to a D12. And the highest you can start with is a D12.
It goes from D8 to D12, not D10?
Or D10, then D12.
Okay.
It's been a long day.
Oh, good.
We're just rolling to see.
No, you don't roll. You start with a D4. So basically you start with a 4. If you want to increase it to a 6, it costs you 1 point of your 6 points.
Oh, okay.
So, and you start with that D6 in agility, so to make your agility a D8, you just have to increase it. You just have to spend 1 point versus increasing your vigor to D6 or to D8 is going to cost you 2 points.
So can we do a quick rundown on the attributes?
Yeah.
Yeah, the differences.
So, the attributes, generally speaking, are, as I said, agility, smarts, spirit, strength, and vigor. I'm just going to read this right out of the book just to make sure there's no loss of intent in my paraphrasing. Agility is your hero's nimbleness, quickness, and dexterity. Smarts is a measure of how well your character knows his world and culture, how well he thinks on his feet, and his mental agility. Spirit reflects inner wisdom and willpower. Spirit is very important as it helps your character recover from being shaken, which in this game system, okay, you're shaking. If you take a hit, your first hit, unless there's a raise, is shaken. And then if you take another hit, you're wounded. So if you can shake off being shaken, you can avoid injury.
Okay.
Strength is raw physical power and general fitness. Strength is also used to generate your warrior's damage in hand-to-hand combat. Hand-to-hand weapons tend to be strength plus a certain die of damage. So, sword or big old battle axe might be strength plus d12. So if you have a d12 in strength, you roll 2d12, and that's how much damage you do. And then vigor represents endurance, resistance to disease, poison, toxins, and how much pain or physical damage a hero can shake off. So, when everyone has any questions on any of those before people start spending their points, or Garrett, looks like you've spent your points.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jason, have you spent your points?
I've put 6 points worth towards each one to determine which ones I'm putting them into.
Okay. Josh, have you spent yours?
Thinking about it.
Okay. Eddie? Good. All right. So, Garrett, what do you have for your attributes?
Oh, I'm going to go a D8 in agility, a D8 in smarts, a D6 in spirit, a D4 in strength, because my guy's not going to be strong whatsoever. He's going to be nimble and quick a little, and then a D6 in vigor.
So you're going to be shooty more than stabby?
Yeah, definitely
All right.
shooting more than stabby.
Okay. Jason, what do you have yours at?
Putting a point into agility, which puts it from a D6 to a D8, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, I gotta write this down.
All right.
It's a D8. So then a D4 goes up to a D6.
Yep.
D6, D8.
And then,
So he's looking at a D8 in agility, D8 in strength, and a D6 in everything else.
Okay. So you're going to be the guy stabbing people.
We are people
Unless
of
someone
opposites.
else puts more.
yeah.
All right. And Josh, what do you have?
I'm looking at a D10 in agility, a D6 in smarts, spirit, and strength, and leaving the D4 in vigor. I'm thinking of trying to be the sharpshooter.
So you've got a D6 or a D10 and then D6s and then one...
D4.
Okay. All right. And Eddie?
D10 agility, D8 smarts, D6 spirit, and then D4 in strength and vigor.
Okay. So we got a lot of shooty people, which is not necessarily a bad thing in this universe because it's modern times. You have all the convenience of modern weaponry.
I just want a pew-pew gun.
You just want to pew-pew a gun, huh?
It's gonna be smash, smash, slash.
I prefer swish, swish, stab.
I like swish, swish, stab.
Okay. So,
Maybe just stab, stab, stab.
Nah, swish, swish, stab.
Stab, stab, cut.
next comes your skills. So, you have 15 points to spend in your skills, which I am going to flip this to the page with the skills. But also, you guys start with fighting, investigation, knowledge monsters, knowledge bureaucracy, and shooting. All at a D4. And you can increase those from there. Now, when it comes to the actual skills, the cost of skills is 1 point to get it to D4. 1 point to increase it up to where the associated ability is. 2 points above that for everyone above that. So shooting is an agility skill.
So it would cost me 1 point to get it to 10. Because
No. It costs you 1 point to get it to D4 or to D6, 1 point to get it to D8,
Okay.
1 point to get it to D10. 2 points further to get it to D12.
Okay.
So if we wanted to get your shooting to D12, you'd be looking at 5 points total. Now, the skills are boating, which is agility. And I do have a copy of the skills. Next page. There you go. So that starts the skill list.
Yeah.
But boating is agility. Climbing is strength. Driving is agility. Fighting is agility. Gambling is smarts. Healing is smarts. Intimidation is spirit. Investigation is smarts. Knowledge is smarts. There are more, Jason, there are more skills than there are spots on that sheet.
Are there? Okay.
Yep. Because you're not going to be able to pick up every skill. Lockpicking is agility. Notice is smarts. Persuasion is spirit. Piloting is agility. Repair is smarts. Riding is agility. Shooting is agility. Stealth is agility. Streetwise is smarts. Survival is smarts. Swimming is agility. Taunt is smarts. Throwing is agility. And tracking is smarts. Now, some suggested skills besides the ones you already have. Throwing would be what you use to lob grenades. Tracking might be useful for, hey, this monster ran away from where we were hunting him originally, so he's in a new spot, we gotta find him. So tracking might be a good one. Swimming is always a possibility. Repair is always a great one. Obviously, shooting is good. Streetwise is good, because that's knowing the... So... someone on Just Gain Art posted on chat, puts all points in boating, campaigns in desert.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's
nice.
Yeah,
how it
that
go.
would be our luck. I mean,
I'm not that mean of a GM to you. Come on. Come
yeah,
on.
but we're the people who forget to check for GPS trackers.
That's true.
Puts all
Yeah.
points in survival, campaign in space.
Well, survival is just all anything. So,
With no suit.
fighting represents your hand-to-hand.
Yep.
Shooting is guns. Throwing is obviously grenades. Fighting also covers your melee weapons. Climbing might be a good idea. Healing. Let's face it, the monsters win sometimes.
Maybe.
Group fights Master Vampire. All dead in 30 seconds. Campaign over. Let's start something else.
yeah.
Rolls greater undead for initial encounter. How did you survive? I don't know.
Well, sometimes it's just you got fed on and then you survived. Investigation. So, Streetwise and Investigation are kind of paired skills.
Sure.
Investigation is knowing how to find it, go through libraries, newspapers, morgues. So Investigation is kind of finding written sources of information. Streetwise is finding people to tell you the information. Knowledge. There is common knowledge. So you kind of have a general sense of everything. So as monster hunters, you kind of have, or as people in this day and age, you have an idea of just general information. But if you want something specific, like, hey, how did this body get taken apart? Knowledge medicine, or knowledge forensics might be a good idea. Persuasion, because you are going to have to deal with people.
Which one was persuasion under?
Spirit. You are going to have to deal with people, and you are going to have to deal with the MCB. MCB being, while they're working on their skills, I'm just going to explain the MCB real quick. The MCB is the Monster Control Bureau. They are the arm of the government that works to keep monster encounters secret from normal people. They operate under what's called the first reason, and the first reason being the more people who believe in monsters, the more people are going to...
The stronger the monsters are.
The stronger the monsters are. A great one for a great example for that is Chad in the 80s. New Orleans. Everyone knows about hoodoo in New Orleans. So the hoodoo was a lot stronger.
The thing is, the first reason is technically correct, but the MCB's methods are...
Sometimes questionable.
No, they're almost always questionable. At best, questionable.
Yes, at best questionable.
What we got?
All right. Just can't art.
Yeah.
Okay, group, we need to find an oasis. Why? Because I know how to drive a boat.
No, that's why I put all my points in swimming. So when we find the oasis in the desert, I got this.
That's right.
Except for we find out that that oasis is a mirage because we're in the
I
desert.
I roll to disbelieve the fact that you tell me it's a mirage. I swim in sand.
We're actually just on a big turtle.
So,
As you'll find out, all my characters love turtles. So,
Well, if you put your points into swimming, you just swim in the sand, right? I mean,
so
become
skill,
like a
turtle
sand
handler.
swimmer.
Got
Call
it.
me land shark.
so you do have those 15 points to spend, and
15.
remember,
15.
whatever you increase your skills to, if it's above your agility, or not your agility, your attributes, it costs double.
And they all start at D4 for skills.
They start at 0. It's
Start at 0. And
Just
then
the
you,
ones that he gave us.
The
fighting
initial
investigation.
fighting investigation, knowledge monster, knowledge bureaucracy, shooting, those start at 4. That's basically 4 free points.
Yep.
Okay.
4 free points, and then everything else is
5, really, right?
yeah,
5.
5.
Pardon me,
Yep.
5.
5 free points. Everything else you got to spend.
What was repair under? Is that smarts?
Repair, I believe, is yes.
Because I could pull up that.
SMRT.
I am so smart. SMRT. Josh, you said that knowing I'm saying that, didn't you?
No, actually, it just that's how I've been shortening smart to.
Yeah,
So yeah,
smarts.
repair is smarts.
Okay.
If I was smart, I would have left that page open on the core rulebook.
That's why you're SMRT.
Yes.
There's a. Wasn't there a basic page? Like 92, I think.
Oh yeah.
It just has it all listed in one column. I think. Is anyone gonna pilot or drive or be a anyone?
Drive, that's what I missed. We could probably use one.
Yeah, we could probably use a driver.
Does anyone want to be the face?
He wanted to be charisma guy.
You wanted to be
I want
charisma
to
guy?
be kind of
So
charismatic.
you're gonna have persuasion.
Yeah, I've got
I
I'll-
feel like this is going to go
I'll-
horribly wrong.
Well, yeah.
I'll be the
When am
backup.
I the charisma guy? I'm the blow it up, and that's it. That's it's over.
goodness, it's spirit.
So we have been playing together for a while now, and we are starting to do this live as a kind of experiment and kind of something fun to do for ourselves. We've been recording it for a little bit, putting it on YouTube, although I'm woefully behind on those. Just because I've been busy.
Busy.
But
Busy. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry.
so,
What is Notice based on?
Smarts.
Smarts.
Oh, notice. Yeah, thank you.
yes, notice is smarts. So does anyone have any other questions on skills? How's it going spending the skill points?
I think I'm good.
All right.
16, right?
15.
15.
1 5.
Okay.
So
Almost
I'll
there.
write these down.
Alrighty.
Track. Okay. That's all plus
Fighting was
1.
based in strength.
Fighting was based in strength, yes. No, agility.
Oh,
Agility. Agility is your ability to hit your target. Strength is your ability to deal damage to your target in melee. So, it can depend. And then once everyone's spent their skill points, we can talk about where everyone's at, just so everyone has an idea. At some point, I want to get art commissioned for each one of the characters and have a character, like a flash up of the character sheet, so we can, as Josh is doing something ridiculous, we can just flip to a quick shot of, hey, this is his character and he's the explosives guy. I don't know if you are the explosives guy, but you're
is
the
explosives a skill? I didn't see it. I didn't hear it.
explosives. Placing it would be, I believe. Excuse me. I'm gonna just say it was. It's not a skill on its own, so
Huh.
it'll probably just be like
You've written down,
smarts check to
What
set it.
which one of these they run off?
But if
At least for the
it suddenly
major
comes
ones,
down to relying on your character to
Shooting,
set the
fighting,
bomb and you have a
agility.
smarts of D4,
So can I do knowledge explosives then?
What's that one?
Smart.
yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. I'll at least take a 4 in that for now.
And at the very least, that'll represent, okay, you know your explosives, you have an ability to influence it and upgrade it.
What was investigation?
Smarts.
I do have character sheets for everyone on paper. I'm planning on having a digital backup, so in case you lose something or we forget something, we can always go back to it.
Shooting is agility.
Climb is strength?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, climb is strength.
Fighting is agility.
Fighting is agility.
Shooting is agility.
Shooting is
Healing-
agility.
Healing and persuasion.
I'm pretty sure healing is smarts, persuasion is
Spirit.
Spirit.
Okay, and then how many points you put in is how many dice they go up.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Starting at 4.
Starting at 4,
4.
but you're limited by your ability or your attribute score. Remember.
Don't exceed your attributes pretty much.
So you can't go over.
I mean,
You can,
eight,
but it
can't
costs
go over
2
6.
points.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's you can break it, but it represents there's a cost to it. So I can see Garrett has one skill at 10.
Yeah. At the cost.
Yep. Now, one thing to mention about this system, while you guys are still working.
So where would those dice be at then?
Okay.
Just to sate my
Oh,
curiosity.
You added 5 to fighting?
Yes.
All right, so it would be.
Because that would be more. That's melee, right? So
Yes.
6, 8,
it starts at a 4.
4,
right? So
6, 8, 10, 11.
I don't know what his.
Or
base is
10. Yeah, so that's at a 10.
at. Oh, yeah. 'cause it's-
And. No, shoot.
But you put 5 in
6
fighting.
total. He put 6 total. So D4, D6, D8. Yeah, no, it'd be at D12.
D12, yeah.
Investigation, it would be at a D6. Knowledge Master, D6. Knowledge Bureaucracy is at a
Did you guys do streetwise at all?
D6. Shooting is
I've got
at
8 point
a
in it.
D8. Healing is at a
these real quick.
Healing is smarts.
Excuse me. Sorry. Pardon me. All this coughing.
You got 1 extra to spend on
You need a cough drop?
healing.
Oh, got that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you spent
Thank you.
3 points, and in order to get it to a D8, you need to have spent a 4th point.
Okay.
Persuasion is currently at a 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, here. Spirits. 4, 6, 8. You're getting a point back for persuasion as well. Because again, you spent halfway through between what you needed. So you can increase your healing, or your healing to D8, or your persuasion to a D10.
Ooh, let's do persuasion.
Persuasion to a D10?
Yeah. Gotta be charismatic.
And that
Crap,
is
he's
where
also
your
the
skills
healer?
are.
I applaud you, Jason, but I'm also terrified. For the clarification, Jason is usually the blow the door off the hinges, blow the building down, blow up everyone inside into little pieces, and then ask questions later.
If I ask questions at all.
Yep.
No, let me rephrase that. And then be asked questions later.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be asked questions by the police
So
later.
He's going out of his comfort zone. I'm glad to see this. I'm also terrified.
All right, so everyone spent their skill points.
Your lives are in my hands.
Eddie, what do you have?
Got D6 in fighting, investigation, streetwise, and survival. Got D10 in shooting, then a D8s in notice and tracking.
Okay. So you are kind of you're going to find things and shoot things.
Scout, yeah.
Yep, you're the scout.
Yep.
Josh?
I took a D6 in investigate, a D10 in shooting. I took climb, lockpick, repair, stealth, streetwise, survival, and D6 in throwing. I've got something in mind.
Okay.
I grew up hanging out with gnomes.
Jason, what are your skills at?
D12 in fighting, D6 in investigations, D6 in knowledge monsters, knowledge bureaucracy, D8 in shooting, D6 in healing, and D10 in persuasion. I'm going to be kind of the chatty persuasion, but also cut them to pieces guy.
Paladin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be a paladin. Of the
Paladin.
Wow, I did not see that one coming at all.
I'm usually the barbarian.
That is so against type. That's great.
Can you count this up for me real quick? I feel like I missed one. I may have an extra
Garrett,
one.
where are you
And then I'm doing a D8 in shooting and a D4 in fighting, a D10 in investigation, a D8 in the knowledge monsters, a D6 in bureaucracy, and then a D6 in all of persuasion, repair, and notice.
Okay, so you are going to be the guy to find things on the internet.
Yeah, that's my job. Or books, libraries,
Or,
whatever.
yeah. Books, libraries.
I am the
internet.
research
tech man.
department. With slight backup and repair and persuasion if the paladin is unconscious, I guess.
So,
I will ask for your help,
That's going to be your code name now.
Paladin.
We're off code names. We'll be Paladins down. And
Well, like we were saying earlier, I think I'm going to go like Casey Jones, like Ninja Turtle Casey Jones guy, walking around with a golf bag on my back all the time and a hockey mask in my bag. Time to go to work.
we don't have to be 100% correct. I can fix things when we're done.
Except for instead of hockey mask, I'm going to go
Okay.
like the Jack of Blades mask from Fable. You know, like, because that mask, I'm in love with that mask.
We're going to move on to the derived statistics,
Look online and see if I can
which are...
buy the actual mask and just wear it.
Ace, parry, tough, charisma.
Yes.
These guys?
Yep.
Alright.
Charisma is your character's appearance and likefulness. Do people like you or not?
I mean, it differs.
Jason, I have good news for you.
Yes.
As an elf,
Get to
Yeah.
do magic.
You get like an automatic,
Explosion!
2 to your charisma.
No.
Some people will get
No.
that, some people will.
No.
there it is.
Don't go Kodo
So,
Suba in here.
I did
No.
start doing that on our Star Wars night Saturday. That's every time I use
Everyone
the plastic
starts...
cannon. Explosion.
We haven't gotten to edges and hindrances yet, but we will. Everyone starts with a charisma of 0. Except for you, Jason.
I have charisma?
As an elf,
-1.
you get +2 charisma.
Yeah.
When dealing with normal folks, read not orcs. Elves are personable and exude an aura of command and nobility. whatever form that may take. Which the description there is just hilarious because elves in this universe live in the enchanted forest. Trailer park.
Unless
The queen is Queen Ilrondilia, who lives, to quote her, don't cast no spells no more because she is on the disability.
She
the
get
government.
She get a
gets
check from the government. Says she can't do no spells no more.
And in the book, it is literally spelled G-U-M-B.
Government.
Yeah,
isn't it?
government.
government.
Yeah, I get me a check from the government. I can't cast no spells no more. So, congratulations, you have a 2 on charisma. Which charisma is useful when you're trying to persuade people to,
Yes.
not send you to jail for shooting in public.
Why are you all looking at me? I don't have any guns!
I'm talking the group. Like, the group is going to start shooting a monster in public, and you're going to be the one to talk them out of doing that.
Good. Talking them out of it? No, I'll...
Talking the MCB out of taking us to prison.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
It's just
Or-
the usual model. Don't be a diesel.
Or hiring people.
That too.
Or...
Oh gosh,
hire
Jason's
people.
our public relations guy.
Yep, this will be fun.
Oh, internet, please save us.
See you for your episode 1 or finale.
So,
Do you need a job? Are you looking to find something interesting that you might be good at, but you
Do
suck
you
at everything
like
else?
Star Trek?
You can get your Vulcan on with our agency. Also, you might have to fill out like a life agreement thing. We don't give insurance either.
So, next up is your pace.
Okay.
That is how how quickly your character moves.
Good.
Everyone moves a 6. Elves don't gain any bonus to their pace just because they are, just because they're elves. They don't get a bonus.
Well, that's too bad.
You already got 3 bonuses so far. 2. 2.
So, next comes the parry. Take your character's fighting skill, divided by 2. So if it's a d12 divided by 2, you have a 6. Plus 2.
Plus 2.
So you're gonna be at 8.
That is your parry, and that represents how hard your character is to hit. So that's how hard it is to hit your character in hand-to-hand combat.
2 divided by 2 plus 2 equals 3. That'll be pretty easy to hit if you get in my face.
What was your fighting?
4.
D4, so divided by 2 is 2.
Plus 2.
Oh,
It's 4.
4.
Math is hard.
So,
I thought this was English.
Sorry, I divided it by 2, then divided
I
it
was
by
about
2.
to say,
Yep.
I thought I heard
I
an
did
extra
it.
2 in
I
there.
did it twice.
You said divide by 2.
toughness is your character's damage threshold. It's you take damage, and whenever you take damage, if it's higher than your toughness, you are stunned or shaken. If it's higher than your toughness plus 4, you immediately take a wound. Which in this game, 2 wounds and then you're down.
Okay. How do we determine our
That
toughness?
was 3.
Oh, it is 3 wounds. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Your toughness is 2 plus half your hero's vigor plus armor, which we'll get to in a minute. And Jason, I have some bad news for you.
Oh no. I have a negative thing.
You have -1 toughness.
Oh no.
Does it round up or down?
It's whatever die. So if you have a 4 in vigor divided by 2, you have 2. Plus 2 is 2.
But he's got a
Or
minus
4.
So he's got -1 die in
No,
vigor.
no. Total, -1.
No,
Do
whatever
all
his
the
total
math,
is minus
then
1.
Oh,
minus
okay.
1.
So what's your vigor?
Vigor is a D6.
3, 4, 5, 4. So your vigor is as good as Josh's vigor
Currently.
currently.
Sorry.
So I'm at 4.
I've been coughing
Yes.
too.
Die.
There's a spot for him up here.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Well, I've been writing it over
You're good.
over here. For now.
All right.
Oh wait, how do we determine our charisma?
Charisma is
No,
you
said
have
I
a
had
2.
Plus 2.
You have a 2, everybody else has
Yeah,
that's
you start at 0
okay.
plus 2.
Oh, good. That's
That's basically a modifier like in D&D, right?
What was it? Yeah, it's a modifier for interacting with people.
So basically, in D&D terms, you have a +2 to interact with people.
All right. Now,
I'm okay with that.
I was about to say.
now comes the fun part that's probably going to end up with a lot of...
Sorry. I'm dying. over here.
Jess also says it's how fast you can eat a wet burrito grande.
That's pretty quick. Pretty quick.
So now comes the part that's probably going to take a little bit of time, a little bit
I've
longer
got
than
one
I'd like,
still
but hindrance and edges.
I'm like hacking stuff up.
Now, you start with 0 points. Actually, I believe humans gain an additional +1.
Take that, elf.
Plus 1 to what?
Yeah, you start with 1 free edge.
Oh,
So humans all start with 1
yeah.
free edge.
I know what
Nice.
I want.
I have a 0 edge.
But you can
So you
take
have
penalties.
0 edge points. Now, you can take hindrances to gain more edges.
Oh, sorry.
You can take up to 1 major hindrance and 2 minor hindrances.
Hindrances, what do they do?
It's like a
other than
penalty.
hinder
So,
you? Yeah.
The
It's like a
hindrances
penalty in
are
Shadowrun. Or
They
the
usually have-
disadvantage in
they're
Shadowrun.
they're
Yeah.
disadvantages, and especially it's something to help facilitate role playing,
Yeah.
particularly.
really bad at swimming.
So here we go.
Wearing all that
All
armor.
thumbs
Good thing that desert.
is a hindrance.
What was that? I'm sorry.
All thumbs, anemic, arrogant, bad eyes, bad luck, big mouth, blind, bloodthirsty, cautious, clueless, code of honor, curious, death wish, delusional, doubting Thomas, elderly, enemy, greedy, habit, hard of hearing, heroic, illiterate, lame, loyal, mean,
Heroic. That's one.
I
obese.
was gonna say arrogant and greedy too.
Also,
I would
code
say-
of honor.
Code of honor.
Heroic
There's like 4 of them right there. I already want.
Heroic would be great for you. It's a major hindrance. Basically, you always help those in need.
I'm writing them
You're
here,
fine.
and then I'll
I'm just letting you know.
write them in good. Heroic,
Always help somebody.
greedy,
Well,
arrogant,
code of honor.
and code
Well, one second.
of
So,
honor.
heroic, what was that one?
Die helping people.
Heroic was.
Heroic was the major.
Yep.
What was the other one?
Greedy,
Greedy is minor.
arrogant.
Arrogant is a major one, so you can't take that.
No?
Cannot
Okay.
take that.
You can't
Alright.
take that and heroic. But what is?
I'll stick
And
with
you cannot
heroic.
take code of honor because that one's major as well.
All right, so I'm greedy, and heroic.
Well, Well, my question is, would code of honor fit better than heroic? That's my.
What are the?
What's code of honor?
So
Yeah, what's the differences between them? I guess then, aside from
I do have printouts
A code you
of
live by.
descriptions.
Oh, okay.
So if people want to take a look at it themselves. So code of honor is.
That's not-
Might have to find it. I didn't mark them like I should have. But code of honor. Honor is very important to your character. He keeps his word, won't abuse or kill prisoners, and generally tries to operate within his world's particular notion of proper gentlemanly behavior.
I think
I
that's
think
exactly
code of honor is
what
going to
you
be
want.
better than. Yeah, code of honor.
Heroic, this noble soul never says no to a person in need. She doesn't have to be happy about it, but she always comes to the rescue of those she feels can't help themselves. She is the first one to run into a burning building, usually agrees to hunt monsters for little or no pay, and is generally a pushover for a sob story.
So I'm going to go with, and that was heroic. The last.
That
one.
was heroic.
Okay, so I'm going to go with code of honor then, because
Okay.
heroic and greedy don't really sound like they go hand in hand. Then
And I do. The code of honor is going to come down to how you role play it, so it's going to rely on you role playing it real well. You good with that?
okay, yeah, no, I can definitely be chivalrous.
I'm gonna bring up.
Greetings, citizen. How may I assist you today?
I'm gonna bring up
Never
outsider
fear.
for the elf.
I am around.
Yeah. Outsider.
-2 charisma, treated badly by those of dominant society.
Yeah. I forget you also get the arcane resistance edge.
You
Oh,
get
me?
it for free.
For free.
Arcane.
Yep.
Arcane resistance.
What does that do?
which means that you have a... this individual is particularly resistant to magic, whether by nature or by heritage. You act as if you have 2 points of armor when hit by damage-causing arcane spells, and add +2 to your trait rolls when resisting opposed powers. Even friendly arcane powers must subtract this modifier to affect you.
And that's an edge?
That is an edge that you get for free.
Okay, cool. Now, how much edge do I get for taking Code of Honor and Greedy then?
Code of Honor you gain as a major edge, and it gives you 2 hindrance points. Greedy you gained as a minor edge, which I'm just going to tell you what the minor version of Greedy is, just so you know what to roleplay as.
Right.
Your miserly hero measures his worth in treasure. If a minor hindrance, he argues bitterly over any loot acquired during play. If a major hindrance, he fights over anything he considers unfair, and may even kill for his fair share.
Does that work with Code of Honor?
Minor can.
Minor, yeah. Minor
Yeah,
can.
because I have minor Greedy.
Haggling isn't necessarily going to cause an issue. So for minor, you gain 1 hindrance point. All right, so you have a total of 3 hindrance points. Yes.
Okay. Yes. So 3.
So I'd mark Greedy as minor, please, because it does have a double. So, anyone else taking any hindrances? Anyone else need any hand with those?
You said arrogant?
Arrogant is a major, and Code of Honor is a major. So
Okay.
Is there
Must
a-
humiliate opponent, challenge the leader.
So then as edges,
You have a list
how
of
many
those?
more edge points do I get?
So, for 2 points, you can raise an attribute 1 die type, so from a D8 to a D10, or you can gain another edge.
Ooh. I'm
For
going to raise
one-
an attribute then.
For one hindrance point, you can gain another skill point, or gain additional money equal to your starting funds, which is 500.
Oh, I'm going to choose more money.
So you've got more money and an edge.
Okay, so I have 1 edge and more money.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just write more money because I don't...
edges are around.
Oh, here are the edges.
So hand that over to Jason so he can pick his edge.
Which one?
Oh, these. Yeah, sorry.
How many bennies do we get? 2,
3 bennies per you start with 3 bennies per session, and
Yep.
for those watching at home, they're in the closet, but we are using 45 long Colt casings as our Benny markers, because in the game you normally have a marker for how many bennies you have. Those are our Benny markers, because in the universe, 45 caliber is one of the silver calibers that they use for their silver bullets. Now, once we've got an idea of what we're doing, what hindrances did you take, Garrett?
I haven't looked at them yet. I don't remember
Here,
which
go
ones.
ahead.
Okay.
I have to just.
Okay.
I remember.
I'm asking to get a little creative on one of these.
Okay.
So there's phobia, which is just a standard you suffer test when you're the phobia of your choice. My character is really enamored with his hats. I want him to have a penalty if he ever loses his hat, and the phobia would just be fear of losing that hat for good, or fear of never getting a new hat if it's destroyed.
I'm going to say anytime your
Something
hat's
like that.
gone,
Yeah, just an
it's
anxiety.
a -2. Yep.
+2 damage,
So, yeah,
toughness
just
versus
quote-unquote
supernatural
phobia,
evil.
a rule set.
Okay, CJ, I think we're going to need the book for this one.
What is it?
Champion?
Champion?
This fits... I think this is going to work really good for you.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to see the page, but
Oh, got it.
I don't know if it says the page on here or not.
I didn't see it.
It does not, but I have
Does
the
not, yeah,
pages
it
open
says-
right here.
See text.
It is a combat edge, I believe. No, it's not.
I think it... Can I see
It
it?
says Edge Summary Champion N. See text.
Oh, shoot. I forgot to mention. With edges, we have to make sure they're novice edges.
N. I'm
Oh,
assuming
N
that's
is
the
novice. Okay.
Yeah, make sure that
N is novice.
it
Alright.
fits within your stats, and yeah, novice.
Oh, here we go. It is a novice. It's an arcane background.
Which he does fit.
Needs a spirit of D8, strength of D6, vigor of D8, faith of D6. So you don't meet the requirements.
Nope. All right.
Now you could possibly rework something, I think.
I'm going to say no
Okay.
on Mr. Fix-It. It is an arcane background.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's a weird science background.
It's a good thing I put a question mark next to it. They didn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure if those mark it. That's
Yeah,
kind
it
of why
wasn't
I'm
marked in there. Yeah.
referencing it here. So,
I was like,
have you figured out what you're doing?
I'm still debating bad luck, because that one is usually fun, but this one's just a flat -1 Benny, and that doesn't... I am thinking about... I'm not sure if it would be enemy or wanted, just basically having a criminal record with the local police, because I hang out with gnomes.
Or another gang? Or another group of gnomes? And please stop playing with your microphone cable.
Sorry.
Hey, Siege.
Yeah.
Could you look up Berserk?
Oh boy.
It's a novice. It says novice, but that's all it says, and then see text.
That one's definitely a combat skill.
Which
Or
means
combat edge. No, it's not. Is it an edge? Yeah, here we go. Immediately after suffering a wound, including a shaken result from physical damage, your hero must make a smarts roll or go berserk. While berserk, your parry is reduced by 2, but you add +2 to all fighting, strength, melee damage rolls, and toughness. The warrior ignores all wound modifiers while berserk, but cannot use any skills, edges, or maneuvers that require any concentration, including shooting and taunt, but not intimidation.
So if you get it over here, you can go, no, you don't understand. I'm convincing you otherwise. You're just raging out.
Just,
you can't skill
you're
check.
done now!
Berserkers attack with reckless abandon. Anytime your fighting die is a 1. So you roll a 1 on a d12, regardless of your wild die.
Oh, that's your alarm.
You hit a random adjacent target, not your original one. So if you're in a melee and Garrett's in a melee,
You can nat
you
one.
hit Garrett.
You can nat one hit.
Oh,
Otherwise,
no.
I would possibly suggest attractive for the elf.
Attractive?
Yeah, it's +2 charisma.
Yeah, it's another +2 charisma.
It's up here-ish.
Yeah. Oh, very attractive.
I believe that requires.
Oh, yeah,
attractiveness.
you have to have attractive, so.
So, CJ, could I take
Yeah, I'm going to go attractive.
a rival gnome group as a enemy then?
Yeah, you can do a rival gnome group.
Okay. Would that be major or minor?
I'm gonna say minor because
Okay.
they're because they are applicable to try and stay hidden.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna just say they're the green hat gnomes.
All right, and what gnomes are you friends with?
Blue hats.
You're friends with blue hats, and the green hats are your enemies. So
Right.
you got to figure out your edge for human.
Can I see the hindrances? Whoever's got them.
Oh, they're right here. Sorry.
Thank you.
And I only had the one edge to add, right? I only had one edge I had to pick out, and then more money.
Yep, one edge and more money. So you found your edge.
And then I just wrote more money because I don't know how much money I have yet.
I'm trying to picture you playing a
Paladin.
an attractive paladin.
A pretty paladin.
So your charisma,
who I am?
don't forget what attractive
I'm
your
here to
charisma's
help.
for.
No.
What?
Your charisma's 4.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that makes my charisma
Attractive.
4.
Yeah. Ooh,
So
great.
Which,
So we're not picking up the ladies if he's around. So he's not a wingman.
I'm gonna pick up some women monsters.
No.
No, you don't think it can't be
No.
like a harpy. A harpy
No,
comes up, real
doesn't-
hot harpy, but like, those wings look real
Jason,
good.
beast.
Beast?
They're not intelligent. They're just beasts.
Yeah, they're just beasts. Those are just beasts. You might be able to pick up a lady vampire, but I'm not going to promise what's going to happen afterwards.
Yeah,
Or
that's
a
going.
siren.
Ooh, yeah, sirens.
Moving
are hot.
on.
Sorry.
So you still have that one.
I've got a story to tell later.
Medusa.
I'm just gonna do lucky, but
You're stoned, literally.
for my free human one.
Okay. What was it? Sorry, what was it? You're just going to do lucky?
Yeah,
What are you going to do with your two?
that's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
Just add an attribute point.
Yeah.
It always works, right?
Yeah.
Except you wrote it in pen, didn't you?
Yeah. Nah, we're good.
Hit on some female.
I got
avatars.
extras. So, or you could spend 2 points and get two extra skill points in a different skill,
Yeah.
like maybe streetwise. If you want to be the find things guy,
Ooh, petty.
I should do that.
so
yeah,
gain
get some
streetwise at
streetwise.
D6.
Piece of
Yeah.
candy.
There you go. You're done.
Piece of candy.
That's 2 points, right?
2 points. One to get it to D4. One to get it to D6, and you'll be decent at it and good to go.
Yep.
So with Savage Worlds, I don't think I mentioned it, but
Yeah, we'll do that.
for every skill, the target number is a 4, and that's it. It's a little different in melee. You got to go against their parry. It's a little different in shooting. It depends on range, but for regular old hand-to-hand combat, or for any other skill, it's just a 4. Meaning that I can just say, hey, Jason, roll fighting, and you roll your D12, and you know exactly what you have to beat. Or I can say, hey, roll at -2.
So I have to roll basically just over 4.
Over 4.
Over 4. And even if I'm at -2, it's still beat
Yep.
as long as I roll more than
Yep.
a 4.
And as heroes, everyone gets the, quote, wild die, which for me is the Cyberpunk 2077 die that a friend of mine got me at
Gen Con.
Gen Con.
I went orange.
The wild die, as heroes, you're awesome, so you add the wild die to everything.
Wow, style.
So it doesn't get... I missed what she said.
He's pretty, but his pickup lines suck.
Yeah, probably.
They will be bad.
But
they will be bad.
As a hero,
But
you
you're pretty.
always roll
Pretty. I'm
your skill die plus the wild die. And you can pick either one of those two. So if your skill die misses but your wild die succeeds, you still succeed with that wild die. It gives you just a little bit extra chance
now,
to do it.
do I still roll like the D6 wild
the wild die is
with-
always a D6.
Okay.
The wild die is always a D6.
Okay.
But it's a D6 when your skill's a D4.
Can you look up small for me? I want to know specifics. Because I'm thinking this might be why the gnomes like me so much.
Is it a edge or a hindrance?
It is a major
Hindrance.
hindrance.
Your character is either very skinny or very short. Both relative to his particular race. Subtract 1 from his toughness for his reduced stature. So you would be the weak one in the group.
I'll be 5 feet tall.
I was gonna say you should totally go
That,
short.
that's why the gnomes like me.
Okay. So you're short, and remember to reduce your toughness by 1, so you now have a 3 in your toughness, sir.
Until you take armor.
Until you take armor.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, that's a final -1, right?
Yeah, it's a final -1. But we haven't added in armor yet. So you're all set,
I
Eddie?
believe so. I had major, minor.
Major and minor, and then you spent.
I got 2 edges, quick and quick draw.
And then what'd you do with that 1 point that was left over?
What can I do with that 1 point?
That 1 point can get you either another skill point or $500 extra for character creation.
I have to look at the.
I'm sorry, for 1 major and 2 minors, I've got 4 points total?
1 major, 2 minors, 4 points total.
Okay.
Or, yeah, 4 points total, because the major's worth 2, minor's worth 1 apiece.
And then I have 1
Put
for
that
being
money.
human.
Greedy. And
Actually,
I'm
for that
Good with money, yeah.
Yeah.
Firearms are a bit expensive.
Yes.
We're going to be kind of generalizing equipment a little bit, just so we're not. This doesn't turn into spreadsheet warfare again. It's going to be a whatever you kill, you get 10% of that puff for. 10% of that puff is divided amongst the characters.
I like to argue that I get 20%.
10%
Take
is
it up, or I was about to say take it
10%
up with Earl, but we'll take it
is-
up with company, so.
Oh, I should be the company accountant too.
Josh,
Oh no.
Jess's comment. You're so scrawny, so the gnomes feel obligated to protect you.
No. They actively hate tall people.
They do.
They
do?
They're,
Yeah, biggins.
I
I don't like
believe they're
biggins.
4 feet tall, including the hat, if I'm not mistaken.
Some of
even.
them, including they're tiny.
At most, they're 4 feet tall with the hat, so like 3 foot, 3.5 feet.
The gnomes are the gangster ones,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
They learned everything through gangster and
Yeah.
rap videos and
For
stuff. so they're all
clarification,
like, what up, yo?
Gnomes migrated to America from Finland when people kind of stopped believing in them. They learned all about American culture by watching MTV through the window. So they are a majority gangsters, pretty much.
Not just watching MTV, but watching MTV during the height of gangster rap.
Also all rap videos, that's right.
So,
I love gnomes. Fighting gnomes.
yeah. So, we're going to finish a few things real quick. So, weapons can be a bit expensive.
Yeah.
But, as I said, 10% of whatever you kill is divided amongst everybody as money. The rest goes to the company and paying fees and stuff like that. So you can requisition stuff from the company, and I reserve the right to say, no, I'm not going to give you a tank.
I mean, unless we take down a master.
Like I said,
But-
the only firing weapon I need other than a melee weapon is an RPG. Or, something that, goes boom. Need my boomstick.
What is Joker? Double range damage when dealt Joker?
Oh, it's with.
He's a Batman villain.
So the way, this is a perfect opportunity to do this, the way Savage Worlds does initiative, we are drawing cards. It is literally a deck of cards that you draw from. The Joker allows you to go at any time you choose. And with that it gives you double range. But it goes from ace to deuce. So ace, king, queen, down the line. And there are some edges that give you the ability to draw 2. And then pick whichever one you want. There are some that allow you to, or sometimes it's, okay, you draw it and whatever. Joker's really powerful. Whenever a Joker is dealt, you reshuffle the deck of cards. So you take all the discards, reshuffle it, go again. And you redraw your cards every round. So one round you might be first, the next round you might be last. Just the way it goes.
How many cards are... Is it just 13 cards then?
52.
No, it's a regular 52 deck of
so
cards.
there's only one Joker in the deck, 1 or 2.
There's 2.
Okay.
I believe there's 2. When it comes to the actual game after... Because this game was kickstarted. We're playing a bit early before it is
Finished.
fully released. They're waiting on the Adventure Edition of Savage Worlds, which is the next edition, which is on Kickstarter now for a little bit longer. And once that happens, we'll be using their adventure deck. But until then, we're just going to be using a regular old deck of cards that I have. Actually, I think we're gonna. I think the one up there is the Iraqi Most Wanted for Al Qaeda that a friend of mine gave me. So we'll probably use that one just for the heck of it.
Heck of it.
Yep. I was
I
saying
can probably
my
order some special cards if you want to. Probably see
I'm
about
good.
it. I found it. There's a custom, a website
shoot.
online. You can customize cards.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
We'll just use those until the ones that come with the game.
I can't.
So
All right.
we're gonna move on from edges and hindrances. You'll have chance afterward to look at it, and I think what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna let you pick your stuff, pick your equipment after the stream, because people don't want to just look at us pour over paperwork.
This is exciting.
Get enthralled.
So
Embedded.
we are going to be starting this in 2 weeks. Unfortunately, Garrett won't be here.
Well, 2 weeks will be Thanksgiving.
Oh, right.
So
Is everyone going to be around during Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I will be.
I think so.
I should be back up that certain day. So
Okay. See, I was planning on you just being gone every other.
yeah.
So Garrett will be, he's running a game. He'll be doing it every other week. So he'll be here every other week. But the goal is, the next time we meet is the 25th. That'll be our next stream. And we'll have a completely different setup because I'm going to buy the couches for that before that.
Okay.
Literally the day before.
Oh, yes. Couches.
Couches. I'm not going to let you fall asleep, though.
Means cuddle time with no, not cuddle time.
Yes,
Beard.
cuddle time.
Beards like to cuddle.
Beards always cuddle.
Yeah.
So
I'm not
hopefully
even
next
gonna
time we'll have a much better setup.
Joey and Ross from Friends. Great nap.
Thank you for joining us for this stream. Next time will be a little bit more interesting. I know character creation is a little bit more difficult, but I just wanted a chance to iron out all the problems. So,
Yeah, all problems.
anyway, thank you for joining us,
Konnichiwa.
and everyone have a good evening.
See ya.
Also, that was just my girlfriend.